You're welcome to my YouTube channel. You're welcome to Blenera Fashion Line. I am Blessing Banjo. Thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, we'll be learning how to cut and armhole Princess Bustier, the easiest and simplest method of cutting and armhole Princess Bustier. And before we continue, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also share this video with your friends. So these are the sewing tools we need. The sewing tools we need in this class. You need a marker pen, which is not compulsory. You need a pencil, your eraser, French curves. I have my French curves. I have my paper scissors. I have my measurement, and this is I have my measurement here. And then you have the pattern paper, and you need a measuring tape. These are the major sewing tools you need. These are the major sewing tools you need in this tutorial. The first thing I want us to do is to create a line. So I'll be creating a straight line, which will serve as a guideline for me. I have created a straight line. Looking at the measurement we have here, we have the bust and we have the waist. Bust is 36, waist is 30, half blouse is 17 for the front, half blouse for the back is 15.5, and the shoulder is 15. The bust point, also called from shoulder in some cases, is 10.5. The under bust is 13.5, and the bust pan is 8. The bust pan is 8. Bust pan also called nipple to nipple. Also called nipple to nipple. So the next thing I want us to do is to create a box. We'll be creating a box using the highest vertical measurement against the highest horizontal measurement. And looking at this now, the highest vertical in terms of half length, in terms of from shoulder, in terms of shoulder to under bust. So that's the vertical measurement I'm talking about. And looking at it now, the highest is 17, which is the half blouse front. It is 17, and the highest in terms of round measurement, horizontal measurement, is 36. The horizontal measurement we have here is bust and waist. Bust and waist. So, and which is 36. So it is going. So what we'll do now is we are creating a box, a rectangular box. So what we will do is we divide this 36 into 2. We have 18. I'll be adding 2 inch to it. That's 20. Vertical measurement now 17. I'm not adding anything. So so it means I'm creating 20 against 17. 20 against 17. So I'm creating a box of 20 inch against 17. So I've just created a box 17. So the box is 17, and remember I said the bust, we divide the bust by 2. That is 36 divided by 2, which is 18, and I said we had 2 inch. I need to say that you can add 3 inch. You can add 3 inch to it, but don't let it be more than 3 inch. Don't let it be more than 3 inch. So I decided to add 3 inch to mine, just for easy understanding. So that's 21. The next thing we'll do is to divide the box into 2. So 21 divided by 2, that's 10.5. So I've divided the box into 2. We have 10.5 and 10.5. The next step is to choose which one you are picking as the front. Is either you choose this as the front and you choose this as the back. It totally depends on you. You can take this as the front and you can take this as the back. So I'm going to be going with this as the front. So let me write it. This is the front and this is the back. So you understand? So it means this is the front and this is the back. So the shoulder, now the standard neck width measurement, is 3. I'll be marking it. And then the shoulder measurement is 15. So I'll divide it by 2. We have 7.5. For the back, the standard neck width measurement also is 3. And then I'll mark 7.5. I'll mark 7.5. So for the front, I'll be coming down by 1.5 inch, and for the back, I'll be coming down by 1 inch. So I'll connect it to the neck width. I'll connect it to the neck width. Remember, this is the neck width to the 3 inch to create our shoulder slope. And here also, I'll do the same. The next step is to get the armhole depth, and the formula is you divide your bust by 6 and you add 1.5. You divide your bust by 6 and you add 1.5. The bust we are working with here is 36 divided by 6, that's 6, plus 1.5, that's 7.5. So you come to the back. This back, you measure 7.5. So you measure 7.5. So if you calculate it from this line here, we have 8.5. 8.5. I'll come to the front also and mark 8.5. Then I'll take my ruler . After we get, so this line is the chest line. This line is the chest line. So after doing that, remember the shoulder is 7.5. So I'll mark it straight down, 7.5 and 7.5. So I'll connect it. After we have gotten this, after we have done this, the next step now is to mark our bust point, and the bust point is 10.5. The bust point is 10.5. Then we have gotten the bust point, which is 10.5. Now that we have gotten the bust point, we have marked the bust point. The next stage now is to mark our half blouse back. You also call it half length, the back. You have to know that the front half length is longer than the back, and the reason is because of the bust. The bust at the front made it longer than the back. So for mine now, and how do you get this? Just tie your measuring tape or rope, just tie it around the tiniest part of your waist. Then take your measurement from your shoulder to where your rope is. That's the tiniest part of your waist. Mine is 17, and when I did that again at that same rope point for the back, is 15.5. So I'm going to be marking, remember this is already 17, which is half length for the front. So for here we'll be marking 15.5. So now that we have done this, let's not forget this is the chest line. The line here is the chest line, the line here is the bust point line, and the line here is the half blouse for the back, and the line here is the half blouse for the front. So it means we'll be cutting this area off. So anytime you see this mark, it means we are cutting it off. Let's go to the dart intake, For the dart intake, the bust span is 8. I'll divide it into 2. We have 4. We also have 4. I'll join the lines together. So I'll do the same for the back. We have 4. Remember, I said we are cutting this off, this area off. So it means this is the area I'll be working with for the back. We have 4 here. We also have 4 here. And then we connect them together. So to take the dart now, I'll be using 0.75. I'll be using 0.75 for the dart intake on both sides. So that's 1.5. So taking 0.75 on both sides, that's 1.5. I've marked it. I'll mark the same here. 0.75, 1.5. So for the front, I'll connect them. And for the back, I'll come down by 0.5 and mark. So here we have it. The next step now is to work on this back. And the reason why we have to work on this back is to avoid, remember this is the zipper side for the back. The reason why we have to work on this zipper side is to avoid zipper bulge, so that the back will stay firmly. So what I'll do is this, I'll take, it totally depends on what I really want to achieve, but this time around I'll go with 0.75. So and then I'll come down. Totally depends on you for this coming down. Let me come down by 4 inches and I'll connect. I'll be cutting off this area also. Remember this line and this line means I'm also cutting it off. So the next step is to come here. Let's work on the chest line now, this chest area, which I'll call the upper chest line. I'll call it the upper chest line. So remember the armhole depth is 7.5. When we divide 7.5 into 2, we have 3.75. So what I'll do is this, I'll come here and mark 3.75. I'll also come here and mark 3.75, and then I'll connect the lines together. For the back, I'll go in by 0.25. For the front, I'll go in by 0.5. And why am I doing this? The reason why I'm doing this is because the front, the back is wider. The back is actually wider. Let's take the measurements. The bust is 36 divided by 4. We have 9. I'll mark my 9. For the back, 9 also, but I'm not going to take it from here. Remember, we are chopping this area off. So I'll be marking from here. That's 9. So I can now connect. So let me connect using the ruler. I'll connect like so. I'll connect here also, and then connect them together. Let's come to the waistline. The waist is 30 divided by 4. Remember, this is the half blouse for the back. That's 7.5. 30 divided by 4. I will also take the waist from here, from the new line. I'm taking 7.5. Oh, don't forget that we have that intake here, so that's 1.5. I'm also going to add the 1.5. So don't forget to always add your that intake, and then we connect together. The neckline, the standard neck width for the front is 3 inch. 3 inch. So I'll mark 3 and then just connect together. And the standard neck width for the back is 1. Remember I said the technique we are using is the bust dart technique. The bust dart technique. And why is it the bust dart technique? The bust dart is just the difference between the half length for the front and the half length for the back. I hope you got that. So it's the difference between the half length for the front and half length for the back. So the half length difference for this measurement 17 and 15.5 is 1.5. So how do you take the bust dart? How do you take it? You come to your bust point. You come to your bust point line. That is after you have connected your bust to your waist. That is after, please don't forget. And then you mark the difference. That's 1.5. Then you connect it to your bust span. And that's it. So the difference is 1.5. I hope you got that. Now what we have here is a basic bodice block. What we actually have here is a basic bodice block. So now we are going to alter it into an armhole princess bustier. We will alter it into an armhole princess bustier. So what do we do? The first step now is to come here, and what I do is this. You can either take the midpoint, take this and then take the midpoint, but this is what I do. So there are different methods for getting a perfect armhole princess bustier. For me, I can come here, mark 2 and then mark another 2. So it means this is the line I'll be going for. So I've been able to create this line. So after creating this line, this actually works for everyone. Remember I said you can mark the midpoint. Like now, if I mark the midpoint here, if I measure this armhole is about 8 inch. It's still the same thing. It's actually almost still the same. I hope you got that now. And then you can even take this 2 inch. So you can still come up. You can come up and still mark it here. So the next thing now is to mark the under bust. And the under bust is 13.5. So I'll be marking 13.5. So we have the under bust line. The next step now is to come down here by 1.5. Remember the waist dart intake is 1.5, so I'll mark 1.5 and then connect to the bust. So we have this. Then I'm going to extend the line. And then let's leave it this way. The next step is to tighten the under bust. The under bust tightening, we have the bust is 36, remember, so I'll mark 0.5 here, and here I'll mark 1.25. I'll mark 1.25. So what I'll do now is this. You can see how I place it. I ensure my curve is in between this line here, remember this line here, and then it's connected to my 1.25. So what I'll do is to just connect them. So don't bother about this line here. It's actually not going to affect anything. This line, we are cutting it off and it's not going to affect anything. It's not going to affect your design. I assure you, it's not going to affect anything. Now that we have done this, you take your curve again, and then you come here. See the way I place my ruler is not too curved. Remember this area is curved, and then you connect. So after that, you can choose to, but this has been working well for me. Okay, at this area here, you mark 0.5 so that your armhole princess bustier will not be looking like flare at the, if this has happened to you before, you understand what I'm trying to say. So you need to tighten the waist dart too. You need to work on the waist dart. So now for I came out by 0.5 inch here. So, and then I'll connect like so. And then here I will also connect to my dart leg. Now I hope you got that. So remember, we came out by 0.5 inch. We have to return it back. So let's not forget, we have to return it back. So this 0.5, it means I will have to I'll leave it, but the reason why I'm leaving it is because I would be closing this space. I will show you when we get there. So then we work on this area. We work on the front. We tighten it by 1.5. So also here we measure 1.5. Most times I even increase it to 1.75. And the reason is because after when sewing, so as to avoid, the reason why we actually extended it up is to avoid one getting shorter than the other, so you just connect like so. And here we have it. So you can alter the neckline. Let's go for the neckline. I'll be working with 4.5, and then here will be 4. So what I'll do is to connect together, and then you also have to tighten your neckline so as to avoid gaping. So I'll tighten it by 0.5 so as to avoid gaping. I don't know if this has happened to you before, when you made an armhole princess bustier where your bustier is, where the neckline is not staying firmly. So what I'll do is to, remember, I tighten it by 0.5, and then I'll come here and connect. It's as simple as that. And for the back, 1.5, 4.5, so I also mark 6.5, and then we have our armhole princess bustier is ready, and I hope you were able to follow me. Now the next stage is to just cut it out. I want to cut it out now, and then we continue from there. I want to separate the front from the back, and I want us to close the bust dart. Remember, this is the bust dart here. So how do you close the bust dart? You fold this line, you fold the dart leg here. Let me call this B, and let me call this A. You fold line B, dart leg B, like so. You fold it, and then you ensure it laps on A. See, you can see I just folded it. I followed the line to this bust point here. I followed it to the bust point. So I will make it rest. See, I'm making it rest on from the bust point. I'm making it rest on point A. So that's how you do it. So once you do this, you will never have issues with the front and back, the side or the front and back, because they will align. So what I will now do is I'm going to take my tape and place my tape here. I'm trying to do this so that you understand perfectly. So I've been able to use a tape to hold it. Remember the 0.5 we are supposed to add here. So I'll take my pencil. I've already marked the 0.5, and then I'll connect it to my chest line. This is the chest line, and this is the 0.5. I'll connect it. I hope you got that. If I'll be cutting this now, this is how I'll cut it. It is not going to affect this Honda, but what we added here is not going to affect it. You see that whatever you are doing will be perfect. I assure you that. So it's not going to affect anything here. It's not going to affect it. I assure you. And it's very easy and simple to understand. Can you see that even? Did you see that just by closing the bust dart? Can you see that the bust has already? We already have the bust dart showing up. So cutting it now. So we have the center front. Let me mark it. This is the center front, and it's on fold. It's on fold, and this is the side front. So let's cut the back. I've been able to cut the back, and I just need to show you quickly that once you did a perfect drafting, your front and back were aligned. See, did you see that they are already aligned? Look at this. See, so once a perfect drafting is done, you will not have issues joining it together. They were aligned. So we have come to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to share this video with your friends. I would appreciate it if you like it also, and follow me on Facebook, Blessing Banjo, my Facebook group, where you can ask questions related to fashion, Blenora Fashion Line. And thank you so much. Most importantly, please like this video. Please like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will see you in the next one. You can feel free to also ask me questions in the comment section, and I will gladly respond. Have a nice time. Bye.